So we'll do that. Hey, Brett, are you able to hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Can you? Perfect. 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 All right. Well, I'll be in there in just a moment.
Yes, I want to give Bryce just nothing but compliments because that scruff dough, right? Everybody can agree on that. That scruff, the bearded boy, he makes me feel a little unsure about my own beard. Yeah, it's going to be all compliments, my friend. All compliments.
It's too much. Brian came back and he was very like,
Yes.
because it was his first time seeing me because it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. But yeah, he was just giving me compliments, and I cannot accept compliments.
I always thought you were very comfortable receiving compliments.
No. I am the absolute worst at
Yeah, you're like
taking
no.
compliments.
You're like no.
Yeah.
No, you know who's worse?
Who?
EK.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm about to do it. I'm gonna do it. She's so talented.
Yes, she is.
She's so talented.
She is. Well, it's been great though. She's learning to get a little bit better about it, and because I told her, you are beautiful and talented, and she's like, stop. I go, you know what? People who aren't beautiful and talented get aggravated that you don't accept that compliment.
Yeah, I've heard that advice. I've heard that feedback of like, hey, if you don't take those compliments, people will it will not be it will be seen as rude. You'll just stop getting them.
My few of the biblical stuff that I still remember is at like when I was growing up in the church. It says don't just be a cheerful giver, but be a cheerful receiver too.
How so?
As in, if you joyfully give something to someone, it's great when they joyfully receive that thing from you. Because otherwise, then it gets weird.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I know there's a whole sex joke we could be doing right now, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, and thankfully we're not even acknowledging it.
Nope.
I don't know what it is. I just I don't know if it's like a guilt or shame thing. If it's a an obligation, right?
Yeah.
The idea of like, oh, I paid you a compliment. A compliment was paid to me, and I thought we were even Stevens, and now I'm down one compliment.
Yeah.
Which is not how anyone thinks, except your own self.
Yeah.
The self can think that. No one else thinks that way.
No.
All right. Brian wasn't thinking like I'm gonna keep saying his beard is good, and he's gonna give me $20.
He's gonna say something to me that.
Oh,
like, hey, you look really great today.
Yeah.
No,
No, you
oh,
look
fine.
great.
Shit.
I'm so not good about giving compliments, but I do try to acknowledge. Gosh, I hope I try to like acknowledge people's contributions to things.
Yes.
In a way that hopefully isn't sometimes it feels patronizing though. If you compliment, so if you're always finding something to compliment someone on, or
So nice.
great lighting,
Like the way you tied your shoes.
oh my gosh, your voice was so the fry, just enough fry,
Just
enough fry.
enough.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, did the Bones episode?
Yes.
Was that us, or did that end up being Brian and Justin?
What are you asking?
Well, because
me?
we recorded
What are
the
you?
thing,
Yes.
but I didn't. But I didn't hear. I didn't hear what happened. I just recorded a thing with you.
Okay. Yes. So that went out on Thursday.
Okay.
That was the only buns that folks got last week.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for for tuning in. We got
Yes.
some good comments on that. The
It was-
Bashful Boys is what we were
The
called,
Bashful Boys.
which is not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. A lot of bees though.
Yes.
A lot of bees. We're in a big bee
Always
space.
good. Always. I'm always good with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We got there's Brian and BB. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of bees.
Yeah. Gerbers.
Jerbaza. You know?
Gerbers.
Justin Roberta Young.
Yeah. Bob Young.
Young. Yeah.
Well, that was good. I was a little bit worried because,
Yeah.
we had well, we don't need to talk about the technical issues. I thought I had a little bit of a technical issue.
Yeah.
It's a job of doing the slight correction.
Came out great.
Yeah.
Our we talked about this a bit on Cord Killers yesterday.
Okay.
Netflix. Netflix is getting into game streaming,
Yes.
where you can. They're doing beta tests now. So if you've got a smart TV and if you're in the group and you're in Canada and England, you can stream playing Oxenfree on your TV.
Okay.
How do you feel about the cloud gaming stuff? Because I think especially for Netflix, where they're really not a game company yet,
Right.
that their play has to be the most mainstream, consumer friendly for non-video game people. How do you feel of like a Netflix where you're just scrolling through titles and also games are in there?
I kind of like to have my, hot side on one side and my cold side on the other. Sometimes I
The
don't
hot side hot.
the cold side cold.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want my peanut butter in my chocolate. That's just sometimes,
Okay.
right?
Sure. Sure.
I'm just barely getting into watching the things that happen on this channel.
Well, okay, hold on. First off, don't ever feel. Look, we make a lot of stuff.
Yes.
We make a lot of stuff every week.
Yes.
It is not possible to keep up.
No.
And it is not an obligation.
Yeah, let me be clear. I'm not talking about the stuff that y'all create. That's the stuff that I do watch. But the other things that happen on Twitch,
I see.
the true
on
gaming
Twitch.
streams, is not really. There's maybe one show because EK makes me watch it. And the rest of it, I'm going, I will just play the game. But I know this is a little bit different. But it's also a situation where Netflix is not a gaming channel. Like, it's not Steam.
It's not yet. I mean, this is Netflix is making the play Amazon just did, which is we have unlimited money. Let's try and figure out a way to make gaming work. And at least, I don't know, Netflix is trying something. They're trying something. I'm not gonna hate on them from trying because maybe they do figure it out. Maybe what they don't do. The problem with game streaming, right, is physics.
Yes.
Like literally, just sometimes the distance between you and wherever your server is just an unbeatable length.
Laggy, lag.
There can be lag.
Yeah.
And also just in no world is it a data saving scheme.
No.
I don't like the idea of like, oh well, you could just play. I guess you can just play. You presumably could just start playing a game, not worry about updates and patches and stuff.
Okay.
But like, say you had Far Cry. Say you had Far Cry 6, a big open world game.
Sure.
Very big, 30 some gigabytes, 40, 50 gigabyte of a game, which is not even. I mean, we could talk about a Call of Duty, which is hundreds. It only takes a few hours of streaming video to use up that same amount of data, to use up 30, 50 gigs.
Absolutely.
And then at that point, you're just burning. You're like, granted, you're not using that bandwidth anyway, probably.
Right.
But there's, I I have a hard time seeing. So I have a hard time seeing some of those fundamental problems. But if you're Netflix and you have Oxenfreeze, you have Into the Breach, you have stuff that is turn-based or text-based or not super real time.
Right.
Maybe they lean into that, right? Like, hey, Netflix, you've heard of gaming. Netflix's lean back gaming.
Sure.
Just, we got all the stories.
Sure.
We got the stories you want. Hey. And you want to click the button sometimes? You can do it.
I think they would be successful if all they did for games was Worms World Party. That would be it.
Are you big on Worms?
Love Worms.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So-
Worms 2, that was what we played
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to test, and I don't have,
I'm
I
going to fail.
don't have the right answer
So
for this.
no, it's okay.
No. Because they make a fuck ton of those Worms games.
Yes.
They still make a new one like every 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
Which are you playing Worms now?
Not in a while.
Okay, what was the last one you played?
Worms
whatever.
World Party.
Where is that on? Is that a mobile one?
No, I think it was
PlayStation?
PC.
PC?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I usually do PC.
Okay, yeah. The Worms games are so strange to me because that is a perfect franchise for a live service model.
Yeah.
You could totally do something really cool, I think, with Worms. Either hell, do like chess, do fucking male chess with Worms.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, but it's really weird to see that game, which doesn't change very much.
Doesn't need to.
Doesn't really need to, but still kind of gets repackaged and
Yeah.
given a once over, and that's a bummer because you could totally do like a Worms world
And just do patches, little
just do patches.
little extras. Like, hey, you want everybody to sound like Stephen Colbert? Sure, let's do that. If you want everybody to have a jaunty hat? Sure, let's do that.
Give me the hat pack. That's
I want the
fine.
hat pack.
Don't make a new game.
The hat pack with the Swifty interstitial music.
Mm-hmm. That's right. What is the game that Netflix should get? What's the game that if Netflix got it, and this could be a fictional game, you can come up with the game right now. You can tell me
Sure.
about a game that exists. What's the one that if Netflix got it and said, hey, we got this is for our subscribers. And granted, I'm kind of describing something that has to be a little emotional. Yeah, I mean, you do because most people probably won't make their entire purchasing decision on if Netflix has,
That game.
Worms.
Well, Worms. Yeah, that's true.
We got Final Fantasy 16 is what El Condor Pasta says in the chat.
Okay.
A big AAA game.
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe I mean Final Fantasies, but those would probably be too hard to stream. Maybe the
Well, no,
maybe the
don't worry
Street
about
Fighters. How
don't-
about the Street Fighters?
This is for you.
Okay, for me.
What is the game for you that makes you look at Netflix gaming and say, "Oh, that's wow." Exactly. Oh, that's wow.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And the sequels.
Sure.
And always Skyrim. To me, you put Skyrim on anything, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'll go play it.
Okay. Now, just for this is the scientific method. I do have to ask you that.
Sure.
Are those just two games you want to play at the moment, or is there like a Netflix element to that decision?
No.
I feel like something really cool for Netflix would be something like Her Story, or what was it, Telling Lies? One of those full motion video games, but maybe not the ones that are just a FMV movie with a couple of dialogue options,
Well,
like a kind of sort of involved video game.
The Witcher games.
Okay.
Because then you can watch the thing and then come in and play. Is that a different platform?
Well, no, the games. Okay, so here's the thing about the games. The guy who wrote The Witcher, he fucking hates those games. He fucking hates CD Projekt
Oh,
Red.
he does.
He doesn't like those games. He doesn't like that they're successful.
Okay.
And so he took a very active role in the show so that it wouldn't be the games.
Okay.
So in a world where Netflix has the rights to the show, they're not gonna get in. I mean, see but the other thing is you have to worry about like the latency and the lag issue.
Yeah.
You know, I guess with The Witcher or something like an Assassin's Creed, something that is a
That is a one player
broad.
though. Would you want for it to be successful? It's an online thing, so you would want multiplayer, right? Because I
Do
mean, isn't
you
that the
want
point?
multiplayer?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I
come
don't
on,
think-
man. They're like no
We're
one
talking
wants
about
that.
me. There's nobody else in the room.
We're talking to
it's
you,
just
baby.
you and me.
This is just the green room.
Okay.
It's just the green room.
What would be the game?
Someone suggested a trivia. You doing trivia? They have a couple of trivia quiz type games on Netflix.
The Jackbox games, those would be great.
That would I'm really surprised that Jackbox hasn't gotten someone to do a deal with them
Yeah.
because it would be absolutely perfect for those. I mean, for the same reason that those games are on fucking Apple TV. Like, hell, you could probably just run them in the Netflix app and not even do game streaming, honestly.
Right.
But between Jellyvision and Jackbox, who end up splitting or spinning out, like there's an easy sell there. Those games are already made to play on your phone.
Yeah.
But then maybe no one wants to buy into something that ultimately benefits Jackbox. Play.jackbox.tv is not play.netflix.com.
Well, but Netflix would just buy Jackbox. They would just acquire them like they do many different situations.
I could though they might. I don't know if they're independent or I don't know if they're a public company. So
Yeah.
I wonder. I wonder. Because that would make sense.
Yeah.
It would make sense.
A whole different way of Netflix and chilling.
A completely new way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix and game.
Yeah, and skilling.
Netflix. Netflix and skill. Netflix and skill. Oh,
Did I do one? Did I get a good one?
you got it.
Okay,
you
good.
really got it.
There it was.
Netflix and skill is so good that you could totally name a YouTube clan that. You could
Yes.
totally put
Yep.
N-A. Ooh. What was it? S. Oh, NAS. That's maybe something else. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Netflix and skill, very, very clever.
Yeah. I did enjoy. I've been watching. There was a thing called Mech Cadets that came on.
Yeah, I saw about that. Is that good?
Yeah, it was quite enjoyable. It
like a
reminded
Voltron sort of
me.
thing, right?
It reminded me a little bit of you know, they kind of leaned a little bit into what's the great one with Guillermo del Toro directed.
Oh. Speed Racer?
No, Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim, and
That was the Wachowskis. Okay.
it had just enough. It had just enough of the Pacific Rim vibe that one of the scientists that came on looked like Guillermo del Toro.
It might have been.
Yeah, and well, no, because he didn't have an accent, but he looked like him, and I powered through that in a couple of days. You know, I always
It's
try
like a
to watch.
family-friendly action thing.
Yeah.
Is it
More like a teen.
teen? Okay,
Yeah.
Young adult.
Yes.
Okay, more in the Avatar.
Yes.
Sort of demo. Okay.
Skull Island.
Yeah. Did you watch Skull Island or not? Yeah, Skull Island. The
Skull Island's
animated one?
the animated one for Godzilla.
Yeah.
King Kong.
King Kong.
No, because I'm not as far into the King Kong
The Kongiverse.
mythos. I enjoyed the last one that they did, where he goes. You know, that was fine.
Yeah.
But I still haven't. Really, the best King Kong that I ever witnessed was the radio play version of King Kong that we did. I didn't do it, but the company the Violet Crown radio players did with full Foley and that kind of stuff done
Oh
live.
wow.
And that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of
Wow.
fun.
What is do you listen to a lot of radio plays?
No, I don't think there's enough. I don't think that there's really good, because I'm going for humor, mixed genre, that kind of thing. A little bit of ability to have character growth within it. Oh boy, you guys, if I start talking about this is like one of my passions, to where it'll be like, oh yeah. I mean, something that I've always wanted to do is to do. I've done a few audio plays. One was called Mr. Mythology, where I played a guy who was a silent. Well, no, he's like an early talkies serial star.
Oh, okay.
Who plays this superhero called Mr. Mythology.
Oh.
Come to find out, he actually is.
Oh, he's
He
a
just didn't
superhero.
know. He just didn't know.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good premise.
Yeah.
You show up on a fucking 1940s movie set, and you just go, "Oh yeah, I'm sure the lightning. The guys just
Yeah.
you just show up and the lightning powers happen."
How it happened.
That's really
They're
funny.
like, that's great special effects. And the special effects guy goes, I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
We just speaking about cord killers fucking 15 minutes ago, Bryce.
Yeah, sure.
We one of the other stories we talked about was Adam Devine on a podcast mentioning that Marvel / superhero movies ruined the comedy film. That those have choked out
Because they're funny,
and they're high budget.
high budget, therefore comedians are going to try to get on superhero movies instead of.
No. The audience.
The
just
audience
they don't
says-
make them any. The audience is going to go spend their money on the 12 Marvel movies you have to see every year.
Yeah.
You know, and thank God I'm going to be a little glib here, but thank God the MCU is kind of failing, because imagine this happening when we're still booming on Marvel.
Right.
If doubling, tripling down on everything worked.
Yeah.
Like, fucking imagine, like, actually 4 Marvel movies a year in a theater that you must go see, because you
Yes.
gotta see Avengers 2 or 3, whichever one.
So I think the thing that's being missed right now, and I don't know if the bean counters in Hollywood would allow this, but it's the thought of where they say, I don't need to do $30 million to do a funny comedy. Give me $5 million and I will make a comedy. Because it's
And
a little bit about budget. It's like, hey, your risk is way lower.
Uh-huh.
And so now give us the ability to do this risk, you know, and then there will be some in there that are bangers.
That's tough. I think that's tough in a world where, like, everyone wants content. There's
Yeah.
a lot of there's a lot of need from the streamers to populate these services.
Yeah.
And all these streamers are also having to save money. And honestly, I think streamers have done more comedy films, have done bigger for comedy films in the past few years than probably theater. Granted, fucking COVID, but between Don't Look Up, which is, I think, Netflix's biggest all-time English comedy film, but even
Really?
that, I know, and it was number 2. I think it was their number 2.
That movie.
Right behind Red Notice.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. Don't Look Up is good. There's like 70% of a good movie in there.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like 70% of that movie, 5 stars.
Yeah.
70% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
100% of the time.
But, and then you know, you get into romantic comedies, and
Sure.
then you start to say, well, like, then what are we even talking about here?
Right.
And so a lot of it is like that stuff has moved to series.
Yeah.
Like, I think Love on Netflix is a fantastic series. It's a comedy. Let's see, it's a romantic dramedy, right? They've got problems.
Sure.
They don't like each other really.
Okay.
They're kind of not good for each other. They're both bad people.
Okay.
And A would be awful in a 90-minute story. Would not be good for that. And it would, and yeah, it wouldn't even work that well. And B, it's just like it makes more space for that story, right? You get to see all of the characters, even the characters who would just be relegated to a, oh, I'm the coffee shop friend, so that you can have someone to talk to in the coffee shop.
What do you what?
So it's all series now. I think,
Yeah.
the comedians want to write. They want to, people on screen want to be on screen a long time.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it works that way. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have a movie? What's the last truly what you would say is a comedy
comedy movie that I watched?
that you've seen? Well, one is maybe seen, and then the second is maybe going to the movie theater to see.
Yeah, that's a good question because I haven't gone to a theater in a while, and I don't even know. I guess Dungeons and Dragons, which was earlier this year.
Yeah, that was really funny.
And action comedy. It was funny. It is really, really well written. Okay, I think maybe Dungeons and Dragons is in the mix.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I'm like, there's a Netflix rom-com that they made a few years ago called Set It Up. Set Up.
Okay.
That is a great modern rom-com. And so it's about these two executive assistants who are getting, worked down.
Sure.
And so they end up setting their bosses to date each other.
Okay.
So that they can get free time.
Sure.
And then romantic comedy stuff happens.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, it's not exactly what you would immediately think happens in that story. Like there is actually a bit of nuance to it. It's not all popcorn. Like it is like a good script too.
Yeah.
But that was a few years ago, and it was very more of a romantic thing than even a comedy.
Yeah, for me, Trainwreck was one. That was Schumer one, where it's actually really funny stuff.
Okay.
In that,
I feel like I heard the name. I guess that's one thing. Is like was there that Bad Boys, but the one with the kids, they're like elementary school kids, and they're all being like they're cursing and stuff. Was that Bad Boys maybe? What was it? There was the lady, the girls version of Superbad.
That was good.
That was good, but now I don't remember the name. That's misogyny.
Not Easy A.
Not Easy A. You got this.
Oh, come on.
Pulling it out of you. You got it.
Somebody good. No, it's not Good Boys.
Not Good Boys. That was the other. Book Smart.
Book Smart. That's right. That's right.
Of course, it took a doctor to tell us that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Callahan.
I like Justin going. Hey, you know what? Never mind.
Did they? I heard them barrel in.
Yes.
See I don't know. We're not gonna get into that. There's space for it. There's space for it, but there's not.
Yeah.
There's not these breakouts. There's not a break. We do need a breakout comedy movie if that is what people are going. Because maybe we don't need them. Maybe we don't want them. Hey, maybe we don't want them.
I want them
over a series.
Yeah.
Over a limited run. Over a limited series.
Yeah, I like my comedy in all different flavors. I don't want to eat my comedy the same way every time. Sometimes my comedy is good with peanut butter. Sometimes my comedy is good with fresh dark cherries. Sometimes my comedy is good with in a mole with chicken instead.
The comedy is chocolate.
Yes, by the way.
It's a strange time for media at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, and they were talking about that. What's his name? Adam Sandler gets a lot of those, and Adam is not my. He's not my guy when it comes to that kind of stuff. I see the value in it, and I see how well he treats his people. So that's kind of a thing that I can appreciate.
Do you know his newest movie?
No.
It's not him starring in it. It's his daughter.
Okay.
His whole fucking family is cast in this movie.
Oh boy.
And so it's about his daughter, his young daughter, fictional, uh, uh, going and having her bat mitzvah, and she has a fight with her friend about a
Sure.
boy, and but it's his actual daughter. The older sister in the movie is her actual kid. His wife is in the movie, but she's not the wife. It's I think it's the voice of Elsa. The
Oh.
the
What is her name?
what is her name? Adina?
Adina Menzel.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
And so it's it's funny because it used to be the idea that he would go and do these like vacation movies so he and his friends
Could hang out, and it's kind of a Rat Pack thing,
Right.
almost. Yeah.
But now this is just him and his
Family.
and building the IMDb credits for the girls, I guess.
Sure. I mean, Kevin Smith did it with his daughter, so
Oh, really?
yeah. What
Would I
is
know
it? Hockey? No,
Hockey.
it was
Hockey?
Hosers.
Hoosiers?
Something.
Okay. Well, Hooksers?
Yoga hosers.
Yoga Hosiers.
Hosiers.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was.
That did not clear that. Sorry, that didn't clear anything up for me.
Sorry, it was a movie that he wrote and had her star in.
Oh, his daughter. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Here's some other.
these
Game
are
Night.
good.
Game Night was a good comedy film. That was a few years.
Yeah.
Palm Springs. Actually, Palm Springs probably might be one of the biggest comedy films from the past few years.
I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that
I
one was
enjoyed
really
that
good.
one.
Tag. Yeah, there was Tag before.
Ooh, Tag was funny.
Yeah.
Especially when you find out what happened to Jeremy Renner in that.
Oh.
Busted that leg up.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, coming off of a.
He does his own stunts.
He does his own
He
stunts.
does his own hide and seek stunts,
Yep,
man.
that's right.
Check him out. He's got his own app. Oh yeah, there was the Adam Sandler murder mystery.
Yeah.
which is like not a bad movie. Like,
No.
that movie is actually pretty good too.
Would you consider Glass Onion to be a comedy?
Okay, I thought about that because that's on the top 10. I want to say
Mhm.
that's like top number 6 or 7 for films, and it's funny.
Yeah.
It has funny moments.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call it a comedy. I guess if I had to put it in a comedy or drama, Oscars delineation, then I guess I would put it in comedy.
Yeah.
But it really is a mystery,
A murder mystery.
and
yeah.
it's hard to get away from that.
Yeah. I mean, it's those mixed genres. I mean, I would say that a lot of Nope was a comedy.
I still have to see Nope.
Oh, it's so good.
I still have to see Nope.
I was at a equine therapy place up north of here, just visiting the people because I do support for them.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
I'm the support.
I was like,
I'm
when
the
did you get a
support-
horse?
No. There's
Do you
there's a
do you
whole
love
thing-
horses? Dude?
I'm a horse guy. That's right.
Is this how you're getting your ketamine?
I'm
What is
not
going
a
on?
I'm not a brony. I'm not a brony, but I'm a horse guy.
Wasn't ready to go there. Okay. So you're at the horse pill mill.
Yes, at the horse pill mill.
Yeah.
And I was giving them helping while we were doing that. I said so, and I looked down. And I go, "Have you guys seen Nope?" And they were like, "We don't know what that is." And I was like, "No, it's about horses. The movie is about
It's about like Hollywood horses.
stunt horses, and just really where those stunt horses come from, and they were like no, and it was really funny because I was like, no, it's really good, and they're like, isn't that a horror film? I'm like, yeah, it is, and they're like,
Technically.
how many horses get hurt? And I was like, okay, maybe one.
They must. Okay, they have that website. Does the dog
Does
die?
the dog die? Yeah.
I'm sure they do, but I have to imagine it would be very funny if those people went and sight unseen, typed in doesthehorsedie.com
Does the horse?
and actually got the website and like solved it. Like if I was just doesthedogdie.com, I would just promote it with novelty URLs. does starscreamdie.com.
.com. I had one called wastheshooterwhite.com.
Oh,
I actually had that one for a while.
you owned that URL.
I owned that URL.
I see. Okay. I was like, were you an active member? In
No,
this
I was the one that, because when the stuff kept happening, everybody's like, was the shooter right? And I was like, let's put it up. Let's find out.
Does the Yoda die.com.
Does the Yoda die?
Does the baby Yoda die.com. He does? No, he better not. They built a fucking franchise on that game.
Not yet. Does the Yoda die?
Does yeah. Does
or do they bang.com?
Do they bang.com?
Yes,
Oh,
do they
yeah.
bang.
Would my daughter like this.com? Is this appropriate for my daughter.com?
Should I go with my family.com? And every answer is no, Brian.
No.
No, Brian.
Just, you know what? Just try it. I don't know. Just try it yourself. I saw a thing in the news. If I can pivot just a sec.
Let's do it.
The pocket monsters.
Yes.
The Pokemon.
Yes.
They do tournaments.
Yes.
With that, so that they do the card game, the trading card game, or trading collectible card game. Which one is it? I guess it's a.
It's a card game.
Yeah, but there's a difference between trading card games and collectible card games.
Oh boy, this is.
Yeah, and it is one of them. But they have those. But they also do have the digital tournament. You go and play. You go and bring your Switch, and you hook it up, and they all fight in stadium and all.
Right.
There's apparently huge scuttlebutt right now in that community because they just did a tournament, and I want to say like the day of or the day before, apparently trading card game and collectible card game are interchangeable now. Great.
Okay.
Thank you. So they added this new rule last minute to this tournament that said, hey, we are going to inspect your Pokemon. We're going to take a look at your save
Just like a
file.
dog show where they lift up the tail and cup the.
So they do this because apparently it is a very common thing in the virtual Pokemon tournament space to use workarounds to just get the Pokemon you're trying to get. It's not like they're saying like, give me a Pokemon with unnaturally high stat. Give me a Pokemon with everything maxed out.
Right.
It's not like they're saying that. It does seem like the community is really trying to be like, okay, you could do this, but it would just take you 20 hours to start a new game and to get to this.
Yeah.
And so it had been a thing where you could, if you just showed up, hey, like you're fine. But apparently Nintendo is able to tell based on the bits and the bytes of Pokemon to say, oh, this was not caught in the game. You just gave yourself this.
This was generated or something.
Right. And my understanding is that it messed up that tournament quite badly because a lot of people who did that who did that and had not been told not to do it.
Yeah, we didn't know we couldn't do it.
Well, it's not that. I mean, it was a known thing. I mean,
oh, okay.
It's not like anyone. If it was a problem, the community would have taken care of it because they knew that they were.
But they didn't see it as a problem at that point. Right.
My guess is that they knew whatever the standard stats would look like for a generated Pokemon and knew, hey, this is something fishy or this is not.
Yeah.
And so I think it was Nintendo coming in and mandatoring some sort of check. But that is a huge boner. That's a huge bummer it's a boner and a bummer to like go, especially to go to like an actual tournament to go to a real place, to go to some fucking shopping mall and actually sit down and try to play Pokemon with other people, and then have them say, "Oh, oh no, you can't. Actually, you can't."
This is a created thing.
Right.
You're like, yeah, and they're like, yeah, you can't. When are we?
Can't be doing that.
Is this after I paid my money to be in this tournament? We
Right.
decided to do this.
I
I mean, that would be
There's-
the thing. I'd be like, oh, I mean, if you didn't know it wasn't, if it suddenly became a thing that was frowned upon, and I had paid I'd be like, give me my money back, and I'll just go ahead and fuck off.
Well, sure, but also you're out more than that, right? You're out your time.
Yeah.
And, potentially you are screwed in this like series, right?
Mhm. You have to rebuild.
It's not it is not they do not make these Pokemon games for these people. Like
Right.
it's like sorry, like you still play those games and you still have to fucking do all the tutorials and all that. It's not like there's a esports version of Pokemon
Right.
where you can just get you can just be ready to do a tournament and everyone's doing the same thing because we're all in like you still have to play this RPG game to get the little guys,
Right.
and that sucks too. Let the people play.
Yes. Or just put asterisks by it.
No asterisk. I think it's fine.
Okay.
If they give them a way to do it, right? Like clearly they need this. Like it is not worth it to
Otherwise.
grind out and find these. So just fucking give it to them.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah, for them, just say, look, you're here for the game. It's almost like put your deck together.
Yeah.
And
I mean, what are we doing here if either like standardize the Pokemon and say like this one is always like this and you just get what you need and
Yeah.
it's all about your tactics and maybe the moves you pick,
Mhm.
or say like no, this is all like farm to table, you got to grow them all on your own.
Yep.
Um
Speaking of
But-
farm to table,
hello,
farm to table.
joining us in the green room.
kind of float over here, I guess.
Okay.
Okay,
Wait, what are you doing? No, sit over
get
here.
on the mic.
Yeah, there you go.
Why don't you sit on the
Get
thing?
on the mic.
Why don't you
I was
sit
gonna say,
on
like,
the thing?
do you think the extra 2 feet will help?
No, I don't. I just want to appear courteous. Is all I'm worried about.
No,
You've
we're
done it.
bombing in. This is the new format. We bomb in.
Yeah.
You can't be courteous while you're bombing.
Not a courteous bombing.
No.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Come
There
on.
we go.
Oh, there we go.
This is what happened in Dresden. They cuddled.
Hi guys.
It was a courtesy bombing.
Yes. Yeah.
We sterilized your whole city.
Exactly. You're
free
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Brian, what was your favorite comedy over the last 10 years?
Comedy film.
Comedy film.
Yeah.
Not like a cosmic comedy.
Wait. Do you want a real answer or
Yes.
a
Yes.
fast
No,
answer?
no. We're asking.
Take a second and give us. A
Yeah.
real
Okay.
Because yeah, this what do you feel about this idea that superhero movies killed the comedy film? Do you agree with it?
I can
Further
understand
disagree.
it from
I
Adam
You're
Devine.
thinking about your favorite movie.
Yeah, I can understand it from Adam Devine's perspective, who started all this, that it's harder for a comedy film to get made
Is he trying
because
to start
of Marvel.
beef with
No.
Ant-Man?
No.
No,
No.
not that I know.
Because Paul Rudd just punched him right in the mouth.
Tony Stark?
Yep.
I mean, I do think Adam
died.
Devine would be a good part of the Marvel universe. So if he's secretly just upset that he didn't get cast in any of these movies, then
No,
like
I don't. He and those Workaholics guys did a couple of comedy movies over the past couple of years.
and they're all good. Yeah,
I didn't see them.
I mean, I don't know.
But that's the problem, right? Is like
The one he did with who was the one he did with Jack and Doug need wedding dates or whatever? Mike and Adam.
okay.
Adam.
Oh.
John and Adams need wedding dates.
Yeah, Eric and Sanders.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to
OJ
think
and
of,
Simpson need wedding dates.
O.J. Simpson needs a wedding date.
Mike and Dave
and
need
Dave.
Sure.
wedding dates. That was funny.
I'm trying to think of in the last 10 years what the best comedies were. And I realized that once I opened my mind to animated anything, all of a sudden too many options. show up,
Sure.
right? So I'm going to shut down the category of animated anythings.
Right.
outside of that, I have to reach back to like the Judd Apatow stuff, but that's too far. That's
Well,
more
there's-
than 10 years.
Because that's what the argument is. The argument is that like there was the Apatow movies and like the Ferrell era, and then
Right.
like once Ferrell kind of like waned, so did the entire genre of feature film comedy.
Which, by the way, I can't wait to force my daughters to watch Talladega Nights or Step Brothers or whatever.
Yeah, because now they're like classics.
But in the last 10 years, something that's not animated and
Like-
just a straight up comedy,
Like maybe Palm Springs, but as certainly as a successful movie, but
isn't it romantic? That's an Adam Devine film.
oh, it is him in that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
With what's
What's her
butt?
name?
Australian.
The
yeah.
lady with the note. Wait.
Yeah.
All I want to say is Fat Amy, but that's her character from her character from fucking.
Yeah, he showed it.
No.
Just-
That's from what's it called? From the
Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson.
Yeah,
no,
no, it's
Fat
great.
Amy was a character from the singing movies.
Singing, yeah,
Pitch
the-
Perfect.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. That I don't think that was her either.
Yes, it was.
In Palm Springs.
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
no.
Also,
he
that
said
was not
no,
Adam
no,
Devine.
No,
No.
he said, isn't it romantic?
There's Andy Samberg.
Oh,
who was
okay.
in Palm Springs.
Palm
I was talking
Springs
about
is
Palm
Andy
Springs.
Samberg.
Yeah.
Isn't it romantic? Was
is
Rebel Wilson's
with Adam
deconstruction?
Devine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's. I mean, is there?
I mean,
any
there's
other
the
good-
mixed genre movies. I mean, and then you got Melissa McCarthy. Spy was a fantastic, hilarious
Even
movie.
then, like, how long ago was that?
I
That
know.
has to be like 7-8 years ago, right?
I'm, I'm old. Time's a flat circle.
And-
so
and-
I lose.
None
I'm
of
getting
these
there.
are,
I'm
like,
the one who looks like a doobie brother.
Yeah.
And none of these are like.
Time continues to move.
I'm in a loop with you. Every day I'm closer to death.
playing the piano.
On my own.
Wait, what comedies have come out?
Yeah,
that are good?
Spy was 2015. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trainwreck was another one that I was thinking. That's probably around the same time, too.
I'm with
Shimmer.
Scoopernova Girl. Like the one to beat is Dungeons and Dragons. It was
Yes.
not marketed as a comedy, but it is
It's also
legitimately
not a
the
comedy.
funniest.
It's funny, but it's an action adventure movie.
Yeah, you're right. It is,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it is legit event.
No,
is
it's
very
very
fun,
funny.
yeah.
It's
It's
very
fun.
funny,
It's
but
very
it's
funny.
not
So
a
are-
comedy.
What about Barbie? Is it a comedy?
No,
No, it's not a comedy.
it's a
Don't say it.
feminist essay with
I haven't
jokes.
seen it yet.
It's a drama.
Game Night.
Even that was very funny.
Yeah.
And so you would have to say that Jason Bateman inherited the Will Ferrell crown,
Yeah.
and like he's the last person. Like, Jason Bateman
Along
could
with,
make a comedy today.
What?
Yeah.
In fact, if him and Will Ferrell wanted to do a comedy,
That would be amazing
That would
because
be actually
because
marketed
Jason
and-
Bateman is
yeah.
always the straight man. He's the great straight man.
What is the name of Meth Damon?
Meth
Damon?
Fat
Damon?
homie from Friday Night Lights and Breaking Bad.
Yeah. That all you
The
did
guy
was
where-
say back to me the question that I asked.
Yeah,
no,
we're
you said
all
who's
thinking
Meth
about it.
Damon.
I know,
and
I know.
And I
What's
was
his name?
helping, and I was helping give people more context.
We're all working on this.
So when you're on a quest and somebody gives
Jesse
you two
Plemons.
clues, do you say nobody fucking help me? No, you say thank you for the clue.
But what I will
I
do
think
is
it's Jesse
I'll fill the air on a dead podcast.
I think it's Jesse Plemons.
It was Jesse Plemons.
Clemens,
yes.
yeah. Okay, good counter from Fearless Freep in the chat. Did you guys see Weird, the Al Yankovic?
No, I need to see it.
I didn't.
So good.
Though,
I watched it
and
thrice.
I would say that was a crossover hit. That was like people were talking about it.
Yeah.
It was on Roku.
Ben Franklin has a good point. Do the Wes Anderson movies count as comedy?
No.
No. How?
What?
They're dramas.
No.
They're like
you watched?
Pick a movie and make a fight for it. Make an argument for it. Don't give me
Asteroid
look-
City's Asteroid City is a comedy. It's got to be a comedy. It's
because you
because
can't
if
really.
it's not a comedy, then I've wasted my life.
You want to know
I
what?
certainly wasted
That's where I was
2
going.
tickets.
That's where I was going with that.
You want to know what? I didn't see Asteroid City because of what you said about it.
What did I say? Oh, because it's pure Wes Anderson.
No, because you said it was a play. And I was like, ugh.
It is.
Cause I know, and that's what I didn't like about it. Because I actually don't like the Roman Coppola scripts that he makes into movies, and that was a Roman Coppola script. And I wanted it to be a more grounded thing, and then you were like, oh no, it's like way up his own butt, Wes Anderson, and I'm like,
It's pure Wes
I'll catch
Anderson.
it.
You
I'll
wanted the
catch
movie
it
that takes
later.
place on a asteroid to be well grounded.
But no, it takes place in Arizona, right?
Wait, does it?
Doesn't it?
None of y'all motherfuckers even saw the fucking
No.
movie.
Yeah.
What the,
That's right. Yes, it continues to be the case.
Gambling Man is proposing I, Tonya, but that was far from a comedy. That was a
not a
really
comedy, yeah.
good.
That was a thriller.
Empathic journey.
Just only as a side comment, because I'm also
minutes.
a
Jojo
theater.
Rabbit?
Thank you. Jojo Rabbit is very funny, but it is not.
Wait a minute.
comedy.
So if the question is, because the next thing I was going to say was going to be, what about Thor Ragnarok? And then
Action
know.
comedy.
But-
Action
but-
comedy.
It's an
but
action
that's
comedy.
a comic book.
I have a play for us to go see, which is a comedy called The Play Goes Wrong.
Oh yeah.
Peter Pan.
Yeah.
They're making a version of that with Peter Pan.
Okay.
Where it goes wrong.
Yes,
The play that goes wrong.
the play that goes wrong.
How's it go?
Wrong.
Really bad.
You know,
really,
we all
it's not.
look.
Turns out this shit is terrible. Boy, does they
Wow.
fuck it up.
Does it? Oh, and because it
0
goes so,
stars.
it goes so wrong. It's so right.
Yeah.
I don't want to put this in the main show, but I will tell the audience. Some of you will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to increasingly get loud about the need for everybody to watch the after party on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Because the third episode,
You sold me.
I
You
showed
sold
you
me.
a couple of minutes of it.
Yeah.
But either it's a send up or a takedown or an homage to Hamilton. It is great because we all get one shot twice.
Twice. Yep.
Ben Schwartz is a talent. It's great.
And I usually hate Ben Schwartz, to be quite honest.
Wait, he keeps portraying awful people
Yes.
who you're supposed to hate.
Yes.
But in this case,
this
it's
time,
like, I'm like, wow, you're really, really good. I will give shouts out to Middledish and Schwartz, the long form improv show that is on Netflix. That's also good. Does anybody want me to bless their track?
yes. I always want you to bless my track.
Somebody in the chat is saying Renfield.
Yeah. It was the movie with
With
Nick Cage,
Nick Cage.
and Nick Holt.
I think so.
Was he the other guy?
The one that's not Nick
But it
Cage.
was written by a Rick and Morty dude.
Which one?
I can't remember. But it was one of the dudes who was Harmontown adjacent. Like,
Let's play a game. Is it somebody who got canceled?
not that one. It wasn't that guy.
It wasn't that guy.
Okay.
Wasn't that guy. Yeah, somebody look up the writer on that. Because I remember seeing stuff and I'm like, oh, I remember hearing him on Harmontown. But apparently it was good. I don't know, but that's the other problem. The problem is that they don't make comedies anymore because people don't go to theaters to see them. And I would be a great example because I haven't gone to theaters to see them. But I don't know whether or not it's because I've aged out of the demo.
So somebody in the chat is saying that Free Guy was a good comedy. I disagree.
I would say that's an action comedy.
It was an action comedy.
In general.
Right.
Yeah.
And you didn't like it that much.
Yeah, and I didn't even like it.
Yeah.
Because would you say like Beverly Hills Cop, action comedy or comedy?
We're old enough to know kind of the backstory of the creation of that, but definitely an action comedy.
Yeah.
Is what it became, and that's why Stallone pieced out of it. Is he was like, looks to me like you want somebody funny.
Funny.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 40 years when I'm on Guardians of
The
the
Galaxy,
Galaxy.
yeah, right.
Although that's like the opposite of Bad Boys, which was initially developed for Dana Carvey and John Lovitz.
Wow. I did not know that.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It was initially developed for those two, and then they like something happened, and they were like, I don't know, what if we go? Oh no, I think Michael Bay got it. And then
Oh.
Michael Bay was like, no, I need
I see
people
you as,
that can do.
I see you as providing more fodder. He says somebody needs to develop an R-rated action comedy that's funny, but that's what we have in Deadpool, which goes back to comic book movies.
Yeah.
Well, again, like action comedy is not the kind of comedies that we're talking about. What we're talking
Right.
about is old school.
Yeah.
We're talking about a bunch of very, very funny people tell
Anchorman.
a story for which Like, and the
And not a parody. We're taking parodies out, right?
sure.
Sure.
I mean, although parodies would be closer than action
Yeah.
comedies.
Because
So something that ends with a fight at the end where somebody uses their special power to defeat the bad guy.
yeah, like we had talked about how Airplane survives, how it stands up the test of time,
Still funny.
Yeah.
which I didn't expect.
Yeah.
Like, I would put Walk Hard closer to this category
Yes.
than I would any of the
The
Marvel movies.
mockumentary. How many mockumentaries in the last 10 years?
Quite a few,
Such as?
such as
You just walked right
well,
into
modern.
that
I
one.
mean, Modern Family was a mockumentary, but it's not a movie.
Yep. You could continue to name things that are not movies.
Yep.
This couch is not a movie.
Fine. You know what? You win. I lose.
No,
All
no,
right.
I to be honest, I tried to keep.
What We Do in the Shadows is what people are bringing up.
Yeah.
The movie.
Yeah,
The movie.
That's one of those where the TV show I think is better than the movie.
Okay, but you were asking for movies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We should just throw it back to Bryce. No, just kidding.
This is amazing. We have a hive mind of hundreds of people, and we can't think of a true comedy in the last 10 years.
I mean, and I love.
No, we did. No,
And,
no,
I
I mean,
and
because game night was there.
game night's there.
Game night is there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cock blockers, people like that.
I don't know that one.
That was the one where a bunch of parents were trying to stop their children from fucking during prom.
Which is ironic because as the parent of children, I'm like, would y'all please just fuck? Like, why y'all waiting to, or at least get a driver's license or some shit? I don't know.
Wow.
Let's stay there.
Yeah, stay there.
Let's stay there. There's a so apparently there was a comedy I saw a trailer for that I'm now the new thing is because for a while we went through very prudish comedies because the 2000s got very, very edgy, right? And then we went through a very politically correct and non-edgy kind of time. And now we're like dawning into this era where you can do edgy comedies again, but the main characters just have to be not white men. So
Yeah.
there was a comedy I saw with like Marshawn Lynch was the gym teacher, and it was like kind of, at least it was portraying itself as a very 80s inspired sex comedy, but it was the main characters were two lesbians, and they were just like two teenage lesbians that were just like into getting pussy, and they gotta figure some shit out, and they wound up like starting a fight club in their high school, and I don't know the name of it, but I'm sure somebody will be able to pick it up.
Is it
oh,
Bottoms?
Shit, I can't. Yes, Bottoms. Bottoms is the name of it.
Wow.
And so that like that's like the new trend. And then there was another one, much in the same way with Girls Trip.
Yep.
There was like a girls trip,
Can't get
but
an
for
infection
Asian.
hole.
Yeah, can't get an infection in your booty hole. It's a
It's a
booty
booty
hole. It was that for Asian women, and it was a similar kind of idea. In fact, I think they also had a butthole joke in the trailer. They were like signaling it that much. Joyride.
Joyride. Has anybody seen Excuse the Interruption? That would be considered a comedy.
Which one was that?
That's the one about the guy who works in the call center and
Pardon.
Oh, no.
Sorry to bother
you.
Sorry to
Yeah.
bother
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
you're racist.
Also, yeah.
Also, you're racist.
That's a deep commentary on the capitalist.
But is it
state
funny?
of
But it's
America.
funny though, right?
It is funny, but I would put that more in the dramedy category than I
Okay.
would.
Crazy
no, not
Rich-
that. Pardon the interruption, Bryce. Not the long-running
You know what?
ESPN.
Actually, that'd be great if they switched over. They just part of the interruption became sorry to bother you.
Yeah.
And then they turned it.
Tell you what,
I was about to speak spoilers.
Mike Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser would have looked great as gigantic horse dicks. What do you say we turn it back over
Yeah.
to Bryce?
Yeah. All right. Back to you, Home Planet.
All right, thank you, Green Room. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Great Night Green Room. Great show. Good job. Hi, everybody. Let's do a few birthday borners here. This is where we give you some shout-outs that you let us know about in the Discord at discord.greatnight.tv. I'm not exactly sure if I did this last week or not, but I'll go back to the last ones that I've got here, including Red Hat Jesse, who turned 33 on the 4th. Happy birthday, Red Hat Jesse. 33, brothers. That's us. We've also got Chew Toy letting us know that Princess Delirium finishes another lap around the sun tomorrow, August 16th. Happy birthday, Princess Delirium. Not my princess. And we've also got, oh, how do I pronounce this? Oh, Matt Hagg. Matt Hagg's birthday is this week on the 20th. Fuck Chris Brown. Thank you, Matt. And everyone who lets us know about birthday borners in our birthday borner segment here, go to discord.greatnight.tv and check out the birthday borner channel at the top of the list. It might look empty. That's for OPSEC. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the rest of the thing. You want to talk about cars for a moment here? It is silly season. It is. We are still here in the summer break for Formula One, and maybe there's not racing to talk about right now, but there is definitely silly season speculation. We're going into the summer, and Lewis Hamilton still very publicly has not signed a new deal with Mercedes. Toto Wolff keeps saying, like, we're gonna do it, it's fine, we're gonna get it signed, and it keeps not happening. They keep saying it's like, oh, it's all the little things, right? It's the money for the foundation, it's details of the contract, which I don't. Justin, when you want to do a contract, you find a way to get it done.
I agree, Bryce. Can I tell you a joke I just thought of for the Doobie Brothers runner that we were on 30 minutes ago?
Please do.
Minute, 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute, I'm slowly dying.
That's
There we
good.
go.
That's
okay.
good.
Anyway, what what contracts were we talking about?
Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time F1 world champion, he doesn't have a contract signed for next year still.
Well, what the fuck else is he gonna do?
That's
Play
what I'm saying.
play in the NBA?
No, he's too short for that, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. He's a small man who drives the race cars fast.
Yeah, but they
Because there's no like pull for them to like go to another kind of racing league or something like they're not gonna
they're
go
at
to
the
the
top.
NASCAR.
Yeah, they're at the top. If they go to somewhere else, that is almost always like a step down.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, Lewis is going to stay in F1, and he's going to want to stay with Mercedes. They keep saying, like, he's going to stay with Mercedes forever. But they've been talking about this contract for actually months. Like, we're going to get it next week. Next week, man, we're going to get the contract signed next week, man. Like, that
Bryce,
seems like a bad portent.
Can we get into something very important?
Please do.
Were you tempted to go to Vegas when I was sending you pictures of where the track is going to be based on all of the like when I was walking to DEF CON, I was walking past a bunch of new construction for F1, and I was like, man, I mean, I'm sure the people that they're building this for are paying $1 gajillion, and Bryce would have to stay somewhere in Henderson.
Yeah, I would have to drive there from here every day.
Yes, to stay there.
Yeah.
You're in Austin?
No, in Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Vegas. So
that
on
You're saying it would be
construction
cheaper
is
for
no
me to do.
bullshit.
on my walk
Yeah,
from
no.
the Tuscany to the Caesar Forum, I was walking by not only the place that we saw, which was new construction, which was going to be the F1 headquarters, which I assume that's only where, Ronaldo and 50 other sheiks are hanging out, right?
Cheeks love cars, man.
They fucking do.
love cars.
But then also literally on my walk.
Real quick, what is it that cars run on? What's the fuel that they run on?
It's not goats, is it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
Sorry, you were saying?
So there was all these grandstands that were there walking between, and I realized, like, oh, that means that literally on this road, which will be right by the Sphere, which will look awesome because that shit's happening at night.
The orb.
that's where it's gonna go. And my first thought was like, oh, you want to know what? Like, the hotel I'm at, it wasn't like cheap because it was DEF CON weekend, and that was right next to it. But it in general is more of the local / budget hotel. I was like,
you looking up dates? Were you
no,
thinking?
I was wondering if you were looking up dates because I don't give a shit about these cars, but like, but you very much care about it, and this would be like a very exciting weekend to be in Vegas. They're probably going to make, especially the first one, they're going to make a big fat hairy deal about it.
Oh, and they did this with Miami last year, where there wasn't a lot of like capacity. They made it a super expensive, of course, but a fraction of the attendance that they get at some of the permanent tracks.
Well, because having known exactly where they did it in quote unquote Miami, it is about 20 minutes from where I lived in Fort Lauderdale, and it is a place for which you park your car to see the Dolphins game and maybe go to a titty bar. Those are the only two things to be done in that area of South Florida. Whereas this is the Strip in Vegas. It is built for capacity. It is built for entertainment, and they're only going to do.
I would say about capacity only because like the tickets that at least the last tickets that I heard that they were selling were these very strange general admission tickets that were not trackside. You did not get a view of the track at all. They just here's a pen where we will have some TVs for you, piggies.
I mean, to be totally honest, if you were just in one of the casinos and you can hear the people ripping through, like that's not a bad way to celebrate being an F1 fan.
That would be neat. I think
make a couple bets in the sports book.
Ooh.
And then you're watching shit and you're hearing it like meh, meh, meh.
Gosh.
And you could make it enough of a spectacle like Circa, where it's just like you have the view and then you feel just the rumble of the cars going right past you.
Absolutely. And there's probably plenty of places in Vegas for which you could do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was wondering whether or not you had given it any thought.
I'm fascinated by it, and
Now that you have a 5 o'clock shadow,
just
I was wondering if you're
Save that shit for the show, man. Save that shit. We're gonna do a photo shoot.
I would like to. You're really into this photo shoot idea.
I mean, that's how fabulous you look. I mean, I've never
save it for the show.
I would like to go to the Vegas F1 race. Is going to be a spectacle, and I think it will continue to be a spectacle, mainly because F1, the racing series, is also the organizer for that race, so they are going to make a bajillion dollars on that one.
All I'm saying is,
I'd love to go.
It ain't gonna get less expensive.
Oh, ooh, that's a good argument. That's how you end a debate.
Counter argument. Circus.
You're just adding on to my argument. You're just telling him go book it circus.
That's how you end up.
Also, I don't think that's on the track.
Also, can we buy the brand Circuit City so that we can do something F1 related? Circuit City.
Oh, because it's like on a circuit.
Yeah,
that'd be.
It's called the F1 circuit.
If you've got, okay, here we go. You're running a small time cult, but you're running it on the infield of a racetrack. Call that Circuit City.
You might be a redneck.
Thank you. Let's go. All right, let's see how everyone's doing. Unbelievable. Circuit City. Brett, are you ready to do the thing?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, no, you're not. Okay, Justin.
Yay!
Ryan.
Huzzah!
Annalisa. Yes. There we go. Brett.
Hello, friend.
Oh, hello, friend. All right. We are going to start the Great Night program. Thank you, everybody. Of course, one more time, patreon.com/Great Night is where you can go to support this whole thing. You ready to go, Brett?
Yes.
All right, I'll count you in for the show in